What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of the Unpopular Zone, man. We're getting into the New York Jets draft right here on Unpopular Opinion Sports. I got Big Pat Sports Talk here with me today. And, man, we're going to try to build this Jets team out, man, because the Jets, they have a lot of needs. And I know a lot of people, at one position, the quarterback. But you may or may not like this one, depending on what side of the fence you're leaning. But I'm Unpopular Opinion Sports. Y'all know how we get down over here, man. Big Pat Sports Talk, man. We talking New York Jets, man. Pat, what's your thoughts on the New York Jets, man? And what type of team they got, what type of team they building, and Aaron Glenn. You have any thoughts on Aaron Glenn, anything like that, man? How you feeling about Aaron Glenn and what the Jets doing over there?
I think Aaron Glenn just needs a chance to build his team. That's it. I mean, he came over there in a dire situation. You had Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, and then you had another dude, Cook, at quarterback last year. That wasn't going to do anything. Then you had Wilson, who got hurt. You had Breece Hall that got hurt. You got Braylon Allen that got hurt. They traded away all his defensive playmakers. So, he just needs a chance to build his team, man. And I think with this draft here, he might have a chance to do that.
Absolutely, man. So what we did is we ran a mock draft through the mock draft simulator. So we're going to get into that. We already did the picks, so we're going to reveal them one by one. I'm going to hit a quick intro, and we're going to come right back, man. Let's get it.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You just crossed over into the Unpopular Zone.
Andrew Jones is a shell-shock quarterback. Ryan Dable, this is on you. You did not have this team prepared. Aaron Judge injected for the first time in his career in the seventh. Cam Thomas, needs to elevate his playmaking this year. So they got to get there. They got to find a way to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And all right. So with the second overall pick, man, we got here for the Jets. The Jets got the second overall pick, and I mean, you can go in a number of different ways, but we went with Arvell Reese. Man, Arvell Reese, linebacker out of Ohio State, arguably the best overall player in this draft, depending on who you talk to. One of those do-it-all linebackers, has this, prototypical measurables. You got him at 6'1", 243. So Arvell Reese, man, Pat, you watch a lot of film. What can Arvell Reese bring to the Jets? The Jets, of course, they have one of their own free agents, Quincy Williams, they have to re-sign. But what can he bring to the New York Jets here, man, if the Jets do go with Arvell Reese at number 2, which I think would be, personally, I think is the way to go. But what's your thoughts?
He could bring back one of those coveted linebackers the Jets have always had, even back to the back of the days with Mo Lewis. And, they had C.J. Mosley and Quentin Williams at one point before, they just started destroying their whole defense. Bart Scott back in the day when Rex Ryan was there. So he brings a level of linebacker that they need, and he can play the edge, he can play middle linebacker, he can play wheel linebacker, he can play all over the field. So they get an absolute weapon here at number 2, and Aaron Glenn is definitely going to like this guy being on this roster. That's a fact.
Yeah, 6.5 sacks, 69 total tackles for Ohio State last year in 2025. So he's going to give you that instant, immediate production, like I said, in that defense with Aaron Glenn. Jets got another first round pick, I should say, here at number 16, and this might hurt some Jets fans' hearts. But we did not take a quarterback here at 16. We went in the trenches on defense again, and we went with defensive tackle Peter Woods. Defensive tackle Peter Woods, 6'3", 315, out of Clemson. I mean, look, you need to get tough in the middle if you're the New York Jets. You have to stop the run in your division, man. You got the Patriots, you got the Bills, man, and you need some big boys out there that's going to be able to get to the quarterback, man. We gave you Arvell Reese. Now we're giving you Peter Woods, somebody that can hold down the D-line, help stop the run in the middle of the defense, where you, New York Jets, traded that piece you already had in Quentin Williams to the Dallas Cowboys. So now we're going to bring in Peter Woods, not necessarily to take his place, but, we're going to add some pieces along with him to help anchor that middle of the defense. But what's your thoughts on Peter Woods, Pat, and this pick for the New York Jets that a lot of people might not like?
Don't know why you wouldn't like it. I mean, it's a very good value pick there. Peter Woods, you lost Quentin Williams, you get to pick up Peter Woods and add Arvell Reese with him, which is actually what the Jets need. And I think this is a huge luxury pick here for the New York Jets. And I definitely would take him over Ty Simpson from Alabama. You don't force the quarterback, man. And you have a defensive-minded coach. So get your defense together first. Get your defense together. Get you some pieces on offense so your offense won't be totally lost. But you fix that defense first here. And Aaron Glenn gets a chance to do that with Arvell Reese and Peter Woods in the first round. Man, you just need a few more pieces. And shoot, you can have yourself a defense. And if they can't score against you, they can't beat you. That's my motto. If you can't score, you can't beat me. No matter how trash my offense may be, they might put up 5 field goals and we'll still beat you 15-3 because you can't beat us if you can't score. That's a fact. You can talk about it all you want, but there's literally a fact. If each team is not, if you're only giving up 12 to 13 points a game, you're in the playoffs. Unless your offense is just totally inept, which is not, because you have pieces out there. That's the way I build my team, man. If you can't score, you can't beat me, man. That's the way I'm doing it.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that. Speaking of pieces on offense, man, we got to get our offense going here. And at 33 in the second round, we decided to do that. And this is one of your favorite players, man, Big Pat, Chris Brazil, the second wide receiver out of Tennessee. Chris Brazil, the second wide receiver out of Tennessee. This kid is 6'5". Listed at 6'5". We'll see what he measures at the combine. Combine coming up at 6'5", 200 pounds. Now, we've had some experiences with Tennessee wide receiver before, but this guy's different. Us, I mean, as in, what we talk about with a certain wide receiver from Tennessee with the other New York team. But Chris Brazil's different, man. Like I said, 6'5", man. And Pat, you've been scouting this kid. Talk to me about what he can bring on the New York Jets, pairing him with a guy like Garrett Wilson.
You pair him with a guy like Garrett Wilson, man. You have a wide open offense to where you could put Garrett Wilson in the slot like I want the Giants to do with Malik Neighbors. He has a similar skill set as well. And Chris Brazil, 6'4",
I'm not quite sure if he's 200 pounds, but if he is 200 pounds, that is dope because now, he has a little bit to where you can withstand some of those stronger cornerbacks, some of those guys that want to get in his grill and press him at the line of scrimmage. He can start fighting off those and start getting some of those back shoulder catches, which would make him pretty much a problem to cover because you have to respect his speed. He has world-class sprinter speed, 6'4". I think he's 6'4". I don't think he's going to measure in at 6'5", but he's 6'5" with cleats on, so that counts. You're going to be able to run a lot of stop and go routes with him, a lot of comebacks and a lot of corner routes with curls, and those drags across the middle of the field too. If you can get a quarterback that can make those layered throws, he can jump up and grab those passes. He's not a traditional Tennessee receiver that's just straight line speed and nothing else. He actually played in the system where he had to run routes and he had to get himself open. So is he polished? No, but that's what you draft him for, so you can polish him, so he can turn into one of those receivers that you can count
on. Yeah, bro. The Jets do got John Mechie III and Adonai Mitchell, but again, I think this kid can come in, man, and definitely push, with what you got on the roster, you can immediately push for, that number 2 role opposite of Garrett Wilson. And yeah, you do got to develop him, but you already got a 1, and, you should be running the ball anyway, like we talked about. And, a 6'4" or 5", 200-pound receiver should definitely help you in that aspect as well, as far as blocking in a run game. Remember, these receivers got to block too. That's something that's very, very underrated, especially with some of these teams that's going to be run-first teams that we're talking about, like with the Giants and the Jets as well. So back here, number 44. I just got put on, bro. You put me on to this cat right here, bro. This dude right here, man. With the 44th pick, man. The Jets going with Emil McNeil-Warren, safety out of Toledo. 6'2", 202. He is listed at 6'2", 202. And he hit.
Yeah.
He hit, man. And hits is so crazy. I'm like, he might hurt somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, bro. This kid is a downhill safety, man. Look, the Jets, man, they treated what's his name? Adams a while back. You got Malachi Moore and Andre Cisco as your safeties. I think immediately this kid gives you an upgrade. But Pat, man, you put me on, man. Talk about what he can bring in, what he does out there on the football field, man, to get opponents scared and nervous.
So what he does, man, is he hits. He can play sideline to sideline. He can play deep cover. He can play in the box to stop the run. Like, this dude can do everything that you want your safety to do. He's a very, very instinctful. Yeah, he's a starting safety, bro, and that's what the Jets are gonna need. They're gonna need that starting safety to come out there and play alongside those corners and alongside Peter Woods and Avril Reese that you got out there. I think you got 3 defensive starters within these first 4 picks. You got one you got 2 in the front 7 and Peter Woods and Avril Reese, and you got one on the back end and Emmanuel McNeil. So yeah, I think this is it's a hell of a draft, man.
Great. Trying to fix the New York Jets here, and to be honest, not a Jets fan, but we do Heart of the City, and I am a supporter of the New York Jets. So we trying to build up the Jets, man, back to the old defense, man, when Rex Ryan was coaching them, man, when they was kicking butt out there. You had old Bart Scotts, all them dudes talking trash, whatever, man. But at 103, can we get some front seven help for this New York Jets team? Because, man, they need some pass rush, bro. Let's go up to the Big Ten. Pick 103, man. We take Derek Moore, edge out of Michigan. Derek Moore, 6'3", 254. Pat, bro. Well, again, man, when looking at the film, this kid stands out, man. And you know he got it good out there in Michigan. You know who was coaching the defense in Michigan, right? And you know that you got a dog. You know what I'm saying? You got a dog, and he is going to allow the Jets to have a rotation of Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, and then Derek Moore, and we'll see who else they add. But you bring in a guy that's explosive that can get to the quarterback. But I'm going to let you break it down because you put me on. I just watched this kid today, and like the film, you know, of course we watched Michigan, but just watching the film today, and a lot stood out to me, man. But you was on it first, so I'm gonna let you break it down, man. Derek Moore, man, what can he add to this Jets team? Here with pick 103, man. We got him with 103, bro. I think this might be a little bit of a steal here. What you think?
It's definitely a steal if you get him at 103. I mean, this guy has a motor that doesn't quit, and he is actually stronger than advertised. So he has a bull rush move. He has decent bend off the edge to where if he's coming in as a pinch hitter, he's coming in as a guy to spell people like Johnson. You got to have a heck of a value pick here at 103. I do believe this guy is very good at holding the edge against the run as well. The only thing you have to worry about him is when his engine is just going too hot, like he overruns a play because he's just being so aggressive and trying to get there to the play. But if you can add a Derek Moore, a Peter Woods, and an Avril Reese to Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson, you know, whatever other pieces they add, this is starting to build a defense that Aaron Glenn can be proud of. So I'm with it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And Jets fans, man, please believe in this coach and let him build this team out the way he sees fit. And you need to start on defense because you're not going to outscore the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots in just one offseason with the offense that you got because you don't have a quarterback. So your best bet is to build out this defense, try to stop those guys so at least you can compete until you get your offense together instead of trying out a poor product out there. You know what I mean? Definitely, I think this pick is dope. All right. At pick 175, we going down south, man. We going to Texas, man. And we're going to go to Stephen F. Austin. And we're going to get us a cornerback, man. At 175, the Jets pick up Charlie Dimmons, cornerback out of Stephen F. Austin. I believe he's 6'1", 190. Hey, trying to put hands on people. You know what I'm saying? You want some physicality? We talking about getting tougher. Remember the Jets lost Sauce Gardner, and or they traded him. So you need
the other corner. They lost the other corner in free agency to the
right.
Lions. So
yep. So you definitely need to add to that cornerback room. That overall that secondary needs improvement. You know, that's why we got McNeil Warren and getting Charlie Dimmons here, right here. I think it's an underrated prospect. But Pat, man, get your scouting hat on, man. What you see out there with Charlie?
Charlie Dimmons is a cornerback that I would love to have on any team because he's a guy that you can mold into being one of those physical, bigger type corners that are taking over the league right now. You know, people like Rick Woolen and all those guys. You know, this is a guy that you could turn into one of those guys. You know, he's not 6'4", but he's 6'1", but he plays like he's 6'4". He's very instinctive. He actually turns his head to locate the ball, and he just competes. And when you have a cornerback that wants to compete every single play, he's going to make a play sooner or later. And he's one of those pesky type corners that he can get his hand on the ball and get it tipped up in the air, and somebody else can come and get it. This guy, Charlie Demians, I think can actually turn into a starter for this team as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking so as well, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I like Azare Thomas. They got Stevens, but yeah, you got to get better, man. It's again, I know they wanted to get rid of some of the veterans, but you know, losing Sauce and Quentin Williams, man, and you know, you may lose Quincy Williams as well, the linebacker. So you definitely have to start to replenish that defense, man. I think this draft is shaping up to really, really help them do that so far. We got 3 more picks to go. New York Jets fans, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button right here on Unpopular Opinion Sports. I'm going to be bringing you more Jets content, man. And I got my big dog, my bro, man, Mr. Big Pat Sports Talk. Does Giants content. Go subscribe to him. But right now, he's on this channel right here with me talking New York Jets because we do football. You know what I'm saying? We do football all day, every day, man. 178. Man, we got to get some more help in the trenches. This school has been producing some pretty good prospects as of late, Pat, man, and a lot of them are coming to New York for some reason. At 178, went down to Ole Miss and drafted Diego Pounds. Diego Pounds, and yes, the name says it all. 6'4", 340, offensive tackle. Diego Pounds out of Ole Miss. Now, you know, you're gonna have to work with him on his technique, footwork, things like that, as a lot of these tackles coming into the league here. But they got Fashanu over there with the Jets, and then the other guy, Amar Mimbu. There we go. So you do have that. So maybe you want to kick one of them inside. You know what I mean? Maybe you can kick Pounds inside. Maybe you want to kick one of the other 2 inside, depending on what you doing. But any way it go, you got Pounds to move the pow. Yeah, that was corny, but whatever. Pat, what you think about Diego Pounds?
Diego Pounds is a guy that you're going to want to sit the bench for the very first year. Let him develop his feet as far as getting his feet in the passing game. Let him develop. Let him get his set correct. Let him learn how to be an offensive lineman his very first year. Don't throw him in there to the wolves and have him going against people like the edge rushers in New England, or you know, the edge rushers over there in Buffalo. Like, you don't want him going out there against top-ranked defenses immediately. But he's definitely a guy that you can mold. He's definitely a guy that if you let him develop, maybe he can come in there and give you some starting minutes at the right tackle or left tackle position. I think he can play both. And maybe if you want to develop him, since you're going to probably lose somebody like Vera Tucker, you may want to move him into guard. Because at 340, that's a lot of beef out there trying to move your feet like that at tackle. So you may want to move him into guard, let him the guard position for the very first year, and then let him go out there and let's get that run game going with Braylon Allen. Let him run behind Big Diego.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, bro. And that's kind of I was saying, like, you know what I'm saying, probably gonna have to go to guard. You know, if you don't move him to guard, you're going to move Fashanu or one of them. Maybe probably not Fashanu, but maybe one of the other guys into guard. But yeah, I think putting him at guard, man, because he's got power. He plays with power, so you can see him. We put tape on. Pounds. Yeah, let's pound the rock.
That's a fact.
Coming in at pick 239, Le'Veon Moss, running back out of Texas A&M. We taking a running back because the Breece Hall situation is uncertain. If I'm the Jets, I am definitely a component of signing him and bringing him back. These running backs are proven to be valuable in the league today. You can't just throw them away. You're at Giants where he shows you what happens when you do that. So I'm definitely a component of bringing Breece Hall back. But if you don't, or maybe, and even if you do, maybe you still want to draft, a third option there. But Le'Veon Moss, we watched some of his tape today, Pat. I like this kid, man. I think he's a tough runner. I think he gives you a change. He's the perfect change of pace back. Not killing you with power or speed, but he's just going to give you a different type of back that you got to deal with, but he can give you a little bit of both, a little bit of power, a little bit of speed, not going to kill you with either or is what I'm saying. So these kind of backs, man, they fit well when you pair them with a workhorse back. And if you're trying to make Braylon Allen that back because you don't want to sign Breece Hall, then I think pairing him with Le'Veon Moss gives you a good 1-2 punch. But what's your thoughts about Moss here, Pat? 5'11", 210 out of Texas A&M.
I think if this guy stays healthy and you lose Breece Hall, I don't think you're going to worry too much if Le'Veon Moss stays healthy and you're running that offense through Braylon Allen. Le'Veon Moss gives you some of the same things that Breece Hall can give you. Now, he's not as explosive as Breece Hall can be, but he's not far off. And this dude can bring a different element if that backfield's be led by Braylon Allen. That 1-2 punch, don't lose too much if you got Le'Veon Moss coming in behind Breece Hall. And the only reason why he dropped is because you're worried injury concerns. That is a concern.
So, but if he stays healthy, you got you one.
Most definitely, man. And we're going to wrap this up, man, with the last pick, number 243. And this might be the steal of the draft, man, because when you watch this dude, man, this kid right here, this is his name, Xavier Harris, D tackle out of Ole Miss, bro. We watched this kid, and this is a long ass man. 6'7", 320 plus. Look, man. Again, I know you got Peter Woods, but I mean, the Jets got who? They got Jawan Briggs and what's the other cat in the middle? Right now, Harrison Phillips. I mean, look, you got Peter Woods, man. You get this guy, you get some rotation in there. This is a run stuffer, space eater type of player. You don't want him in space. You want him taking up the space on the football field, stopping the run and taking on blockers, eating up those blockers, as they say, to let your linebackers and edge rushers clean up. Thoughts on this last pick, Xavier Harris, man? I might have discovered one right here. I don't know, bro. I like this guy.
Yeah, I like this guy too, man. 6'7", huge guy, bro. Definitely is going to be able to be that run stuffer that you actually need on your defense. And you can play him next to Pete Woods, and you have the next set of defensive tackles for the foreseeable future. I think it's a very good way to go, especially with the needs of this Jets team. And like I said, you're building that defense first. So you're building your foundation first with what your coach does best, which is defense.
So you get a Xavier Harris, even though he's 243, he can play a role as far as being a short yardage defensive tackle. When it's third and 2, third and 1, you can put him in there in certain very obvious run situations. He could be in there on the goal line. Let's say a team gets down there on the goal line. You got this guy, Peter Woods, fighting you down there. It's not going to be easy to get just break it into the end zone. So you might get you a couple of goal line stands with Xavier Harris out there, and continue to let him develop, and maybe he can develop into a starter for you, and he can play that nose tackle position after other guys, either move along or retire. So this is another value pick that if you develop him, you can turn into a monster. So
we'll see. But this draft here was pretty doggone dope, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely like this draft, bro. And to be honest, man, I do think the Jets got a lot of steals in this draft. Check it out, bro. Look, it is a defensive heavy draft, but you got to understand that we did do some things on offense. We got you Chris Brazell II. We got you Diego Pound, so we can pound the rock. And we got you another running back in case the thing with Breece Hall don't work out. Le'Veon Moss can come in there, man, and give you some good production, man, we believe. But the theme is defense and the theme is physicality, man. And the theme over here is unpopular opinions. So with that being said, man, we're going to get on up out of here, bro. So any last words, man, and any last thoughts about this New York Jets draft?
Oh, no, man. Just check out the Aboriginal Sports Network. This is the Unpopular Zone, but check us both out on the Aboriginal Sports Network, our home center for your sports content. Got you basketball, football, NFL, NASCAR. Doesn't matter where you go. Check out the Aboriginal Sports Network. Shout out to the Unpopular Zone. Glad to be a special guest here on Unpopular Opinion Sports.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll be doing more Jets content, more Giants content too. Look out for the Giants content, Knicks, Nets, and all New York City sports and all unpopular opinions coming your way, man. Till next time, I'm getting the hell up out of here. See you around. Peace.
Peace.